Well, I've told you before, I went to the VA and I got my health care stuff. People say, you have that coming. I say, I don't want it. People always said to me, well, you can go and you can get signed up and they'll give you money for being crazy from being in Iraq. And I'm like, I don't consider it PTSD. I consider them fond memories. And I say, there's no way I want to go in and get a check every month by selling my sanity, which, go for it, guys. If you got problems and you need help, go for it. But I didn't want to be labeled for something I don't feel like I've got a problem with just to get a check. Because when it comes time and you're labeled, they look at the labels and they see your falsity gleaming in your face. So I saw the new presidency coming on back last January, and I said, you know what? I remember in like December of 2020, that poor guy just fucking walked out and didn't sign the PACT Act for people that were exposed to burn pits. I was exposed to chemicals. I get letters from the VA, haven't gotten one in a while, but they're saying, hey, you were here. And I'm like, I know I was, because I was with Sergeant Marlack, Staff Sergeant Marlack, a ranger, who once looked at some National Guards guys in one of these makeshift KP tents, things that they had. And the one guy said, wow, you're a ranger? And he just looked at him and he said, yeah, why? You want to suck my dick? And it's like that old joke with the kid and the Marine in the bathroom. No, I'm just wearing the hat. I wouldn't answer any of those because, as far as I can tell, if I'm exposed, it's like Spider-Man getting bitten by a fucking radioactive tarantula. I'm a goddamn miracle of modern medicine, Doc. Go, Jack. But, so I saw him coming back into office, and I'm like, this fucker, sure, you can say, well, the PACT Act, that's a real thing. He didn't do it. He fucking avoided and ignored it and left with classified files. That's got nothing to do with that or that. It's just that he was leaving. He was saying, fuck you, military, if you won't fucking be mine. You could be mine, but you're way out of line. With your bitch slap rapping and your cocaine tongue, you get nothing done. To the bar. That's a take. I said I'm going to get hooked up with my, at least, health care. You know, usually I left it for other people to get because I think they needed it more than me. And I feel nothing, so I must be healthy. But I said, okay, it's time for me to get it. Why? A big part of it was just to see how it disappears. And when I called in and I talked to a retired master sergeant who was very helpful, he pushed me through the whole thing. He didn't push me into getting crazy stuff. He just helped me with the paperwork and things like that and got hooked up, and I went and got checked. My heart's good, did an echo stress test thing, and they're like, why is he even here? They were arguing with each other, and I'm like, they're just getting a baseline on me because I was fresh. They did CT scans of my lungs, clean. I'll smoke to that. Can't see there's anything wrong with my liver. All my blood tests were good. I'll drink to that. But when I was talking to that master sergeant on the phone, he had told me that because I asked something, I said, does it have to come from this or that? He's like, no, it's part of it is covered by the Affordable Care Act, and part of it is by something else. And I said, oh, Obamacare is funding VA health benefits. I said, okay, we're going to see how long this takes to disappear. I got all my studies and tests done. They know that I am what I am, and they must not have found the secret in my blood because they haven't come and taken me yet to do studies in a background room where I just go, ha ha ha. Why doesn't he stop laughing? Because he's looking at you. But today, I'm doing an unboxing. This is from the VA. I'll cover my name and address so you can't find me. J. Archer, Alderquist, Hull, Michigan. But it says, notice this. I'm reading it backwards in the mirror reflection. This is not a pre-appointment card. This is an important notice from your medical center. That's John D. Dingell, VA Medical Center, 4646 John R. Street, Detroit, Michigan. It's one of these things with the little perforated edges. I've been meaning to open it, and I just figured I better do it in front of everybody if I'm gonna. But so, what is this message? Is this the one I predicted? I mean, it's odd. I would guess that it's just a warning that my, what do you call it, benefits might be a bit rearranged, maybe deranged, and it's just a slight warning. Being that the House or the Senate or somebody today or yesterday just voted for the extension of the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Barack Obama is the new president. That's what they said. So this might not mean anything at all, but I've got it open, and I'm going to look at it with you. Oh, Snowbird veterans, don't delay your care. Let your healthcare team know you'll be away, and they will work with the traveling veteran coordinator to help get your appointment set up at a VA close to your winter home. Are you a veteran in Michigan who's traveling this winter? Yeah, straight through hell from my driveway to work. Continue with your medical appointments while you are away. There will be limited appointment slots available at Detroit VA and all CBOCs this spring because our staff will be in training for the new EHR system. Appointment availability. It's got it all through the months of September, January to September. Have to be seen at the ER urgent while you're away. Please call. Okay, there it is. I just didn't want it to be one of those surprises. Look, there's a happy veteran. I'm not going to tell you how happy I am. But I'm satisfied. They haven't fucked it up yet. It's like prices are going up on everything. People keep talking about it. And I go by the gas stations. I'm like, these goddamn uh, gas station owners can't be eating all the prices. It seems like the prices would be going up, but when you look, they're coming down the same as they would have been if that O'Biden character were still in office. The way it seems they had things worked out. Um, that poor guy, he says, drill, baby, drill. The, the fuel companies told him when he was saying that and trying to talk him into it, they're like, we drill anymore, we're not going to be able to make money off of this because of the supply and demand issue. And so, well, prices are good on gas. They're fluctuating, of course. I get the sense that that poor guy and his administration, because they talk so much about gas and it's the most noticeable thing to everybody, not just people with kids, but everybody needs fuel if they're working. And I think the smartest thing they did, which is kind of sneaky in its own way, if they're going to starve us out, is do it quietly. Don't affect the gas pumps. I believe they haven't changed anything that O'Biden character was doing when he was in, and that's why gas prices are still stable. This, the VA benefits, that was a close one. If they had voted or didn't vote to extend it another 3 years, however they're doing it, that very well could have been in the next week or so a little perforated envelope saying this isn't a pre-appointment notice, it's important, and you open it up and they say, congratulations, you're fucked. You are the most important part of the Judas resurrection.